Komið blessuð og sæl. Hi, and welcome to this video of Icelandic for Foreigners. This is part 5 and probably the final part in my series on the subjunctive. Let's dive right into it. So just as a reminder, what is the subjunctive? It's a verb conjugation used when the action is not necessarily a reality. So far we've talked about hope, doubt, desire, or belief, indirect speech, and certain conjunctions. Today we'll be talking about conditional and the phrase eins og. So let's get into this. For the conditional, myndi, which is the past subjunctive of munu, can be used as an auxiliary verb to express the conditional would. The following verbs can also stand alone in the past subjunctive to express the conditional: vera, geta, and hava. So let's look at some examples. These ones are with the word mynti, or some form of it. Hann myndi borða alla pizzuna means he would eat the entire pizza. So notice here that myndi is just standing alone as an auxiliary verb. Compare it to the next sentence and it may make a little more sense why we can use the past subjunctive here. Hann myndi borða alla pizzuna ef við leyfðum honum það, which means he would eat the entire pizza if we left him. And notice also that leyfðum is also in the past subjunctive. So in this scenario, we're setting up a conditional. If this were to happen, then something else would happen. Now, we don't actually need the ef við leyfðum honum það part of this sentence like you can see in that top sentence. It's okay to just have it standing alone. So let's look at another example. Ég myndi lána henni bókina means I would lend her the book. And it's as if there's this extra piece at the end that we didn't include, but we could include. We could say, ef hún bæði hana, if she asked me for it. We don't need to include that ending part, but we can. And that will also be in the past subjunctive, as you can see here with the underlines. Let's look at some examples with the other verbs that can stand alone. Við værum spennt ef okkur væri boðið. We would be excited if we were invited. So here we use værum, standing alone, to say we would be excited. And then we can also put on the end there the conditional if we were invited. Gætir þú nokkuð sagt mér hvað klukkan Could you please tell me what time it is? And gætir here, which means could, can stand alone. It's almost as if there was an imaginary, if I asked at the end of this sentence. You could imagine that that is there. Or here's another example. Ég hefði beðið leyfi fyrst. I would have asked for permission first. Almost any time you want to express the idea I would have done in English, you're going to use hefði. Ég hefði gert. All right, let's move on to eins og, which means as if. Here are some examples. Hann heldur áfram að tala eins og allt sé í fínasta lagi, which means he keeps talking as if everything is perfectly fine. So when we use eins og to mean as if, then the verb that follows it will be in the subjunctive. And it's because it's setting up this sort of hypothetical scenario as if everything is perfectly fine, even though maybe it's not. Mér finnst eins og ég hafi aldrei séð hana fyrr means I feel like or as if I have never seen her before. And notice here we use the subjunctive of hava to express something that happened in the past. Hún hló eins og hún hefði ekki heyrt hann. She laughed as if she hadn't heard him. Now, be careful with eins og because it is not always used with the subjunctive if it means just like or in the same way as. So look at this example. Hann svaraði eins og hann var beðinn að gera. He responded just as he was asked to. So in this case, we're not setting up this counterfactual scenario. Or mig langar að verða lögreglumaður eins og þú. I want to be a policeman just like you. Or eins og þú ert, you could also say, just like you are. But in that case, we're not going to use the subjunctive because we are using this to mean just like instead of as if. All right, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching this series. I hope it was helpful. Please feel free to leave comments or questions below and have a good one. Bless, bless.